There were two pots in the potter's shop. One was plain looking, crack in the side. It wasn't glazed properly. It didn't even have a lid on top. It was kind of brown and not colorful at all. It was a very plain, very weak looking pot. On the other end of the shelf, though, there was a very powerful, strong pot, thick and glazed, probably had a nice, attractive bulge in the middle, which was something that all pots aspired to have. Not necessarily like people, but just pots they did, right there. He had a big lid on top. He was very colorful and glazed beautifully. And one day he called over to the other pot. "Hey, you over there. You without the lid. What's your name?" "Clay." "Clay pot? What's yours?" "Well, I'm Flawless. Ben Flawless. I've always been flawless. I couldn't help but notice a big crack in your side there, Clay. What's the story with that?" "Oh, well, I guess the potter just made a mistake when he was making me." And so the potter came into the shop. He took each of the pots, set them on his shoulders. He left his shop and walked the dusty trail to the well at the edge of the village. There, he filled them each with water. And as he was returning, there was Ben Flawless holding his lid up high like that. And there was Clay watching the water seep out of his side. When they got back to the shop, half the water was gone. And Ben Flawless called over there to Clay. "So there, Clay. How'd you do?" "Not so well. Half of my water's gone. I guess I'm not a very good pot." And the same thing happened day after day. The potter would pick up the pots, fill them with water at the well, and return to his shop. The same trail, the same shoulders. Every day, same thing. Ben Flawless, not a drop falling out. Clay, half the water, sometimes all the water being gone. And truth be told, there were days when Clay felt like just tipping off from the potter's shoulder and shattering himself on the hard desert sand because he was such a useless and worthless pot. But then one day, after many months, as they were returning to the shop, Clay looked over there at Ben Flawless holding his lid up high, and then he looked at the water trickling from his side, and he noticed something that day. He noticed that on his side of the trail only, from the potter's shop to the well, there was a trail of flowers growing in the desert. Flowers that had only grown because of the water that seeped out of his side. And he realized that the crack wasn't a mistake after all, but that it had been put there by the potter, so that he could grow flowers in the desert.